and welcome to Season 2, Episode 6 of STOked, the Star Trek Online podcast that is more important than other Star Trek Online podcasts.
That's absolutely true.
My name is Brian, and I'm sitting in the wrong spot today. To my right is Jeremy.
Hi.
To my left is Chris.
Hey, Brian.
And again, I'm in the middle, and it's weird.
So we're doing something different this
But look,
episode.
there's your ship, Brian. Right there over my shoulder.
Yep, we are doing a live gameplay. So last episode, we were pretty intense. We talked a lot about a lot of heavy stuff on the show. We thought, let's just have some fun.
Let's have a good time.
We're going to talk about Star Trek Online while we play Star Trek Online.
And actually, if you're watching the video, right behind us, we're hanging out right now in the Crystalline Entity instance of Star Trek Online with a huge quantity of the Jupiter Force.
Look at this.
Yes.
That's our fleet right
Just rocking out. You can see those suckers in the background there. They're hanging out, being awesome, just waiting for Jeremy to give the go-ahead and kick the Crystalline Entity's ass.
Yep.
It's awesome.
There it is over there. You see it?
This is why, because we were kind of hard on the game last time.
We were a little rough.
We were roughing it up. We were like, oh, the writing sucks. And then you were saying like, oh, the writing sucks. And then Chris was like, oh, the writing sucks.
No, it doesn't, guys. Oh, yeah, it does. No, it doesn't, guys. Yeah, it does.
and then, I don't know if you guys saw this, but over on the Star Trek Online forums,
We got eaten up.
They were actually, it was kind of great. So they dubbed us all different names.
Yeah.
Chubby
Skywalker.
Jeremy's Chubby Luke Skywalker. Chris, you were Chubby Riker.
And I also got Kevin Smith.
You also
Not
got
bad.
Kevin Smith.
Not bad.
I was, at various times, I think I was drunk 1980s movie guy, and they likened me to Styles from Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
So this time,
Not bad.
just for you guys, normal glasses, not sunglasses.
Haircut, too.
And a haircut. So now
what do you got?
Now
Now what do you
nickname me,
got?
huh?
So we thought we'd...
I'm just saying, if anyone nicknames me Matthew Broderick, I'll die happy.
Matthew Broderick.
I don't know why that makes me happy. Do you know why that makes me happy?
Yeah. Because it's Matthew Broderick.
Because it's Matthew friggin' Broderick.
Now, what we're going to do...
He used his trash 80 and changed his grade to an A, y'all.
That's right. That was a classic moment.
Oh, man.
So we're going to kick off...
Would like to play some chess.
We're going to kick off our fleet action here in a minute with the Crystalline Entity. While we get ready, though, should we talk a little news?
Oh,
Yeah.
we should.
Let's cover these quickly because we'll get more in detail in the show notes, which are down here below the show.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to hopefully do a successful battle with the Crystalline Entity. We don't know.
No,
it
it's
may
live.
go horrible.
Yeah.
It may go awful.
And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm like level -3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit in the back and I'm going to make fun of y'all.
Nice,
So I'm going to do my part, to do my duty.
You'll be the sports commentator. You'll be in the commentary.
I'm the commentator.
So
but I have the most awesome ship. So there
hey,
you
show
go.
me I don't think you've ever showed your internet tablet with the Elcar's theme on the show.
Dude, have you guys not seen this? This right here is a Nokia N810 internet tablet. Nothing special about that. In fact, I mean, they're nice.
Pretty good
But
device.
you can get them on eBay now for less than $100. Super easy.
Yeah.
They're not that highly powered, but they're great little devices. Elcar's tablets available in both classic kind of Federation-y style and Klingon style if you go that way. Great thing is, I don't know if you guys can hear this. Oh, you hear that? You hear that? Because that
The
sounds
full
awesome. Hold on,
Elcar's
hold
sound
on.
effect.
Oh, you hear
Nice,
that?
dude.
Wait, watch this, watch this. Calm. And do that again. Calm. Okay. I do that all day long at work. I make that little noise and I say, calm.
And
no
between
one,
shows.
no one comes.
All right,
All
so
day.
we've got a problem, and that problem has the name of Crystalline Entity.
Yeah,
If you
it's
look
here.
up in the corner. It's coming right at us. So we probably need to get ready to go here.
We'll cover the news later.
No, we can do. I'll do it now.
Oh, okay.
We could do the news while we fight.
Totally.
Let's do it.
So let's go ahead and tell Jupiter Force that we're going to engage the Crystalline Entity. Jeremy, do you want to give me the
Engage.
instructions before we start?
Engage.
Make it so.
All right, here we go. We've got the Jupiter
So we only
Force.
need one team. Let's assign Alan's team on the entity, and everybody else is on fragment duty.
We've got Jupiter Force on
I'm on
TeamSpeak.
Alan's team. That's
Do
a
it.
bad idea.
So
Here
Jeremy,
we go.
I'm on your team. What do you want me doing?
Fragments.
I'm on Fragment Watch, everybody. So watch out for Chris doing Fragment
Now,
Watch.
here's the thing. You're going to see ships flying around here and whatnot, and the ship that you're going to see dying a lot is me. That's me.
Followed by me.
Because I am level 5.
You know
what?
I just kicked the crap out of that fragment.
To be honest,
though.
it doesn't matter if you die as long as you haven't died to a large crystalline fragment. And we'll get into that a little bit later on. I think we're going to cover the strategy of the Crystalline Entity in detail. But
Yeah,
do you want to
for sure.
cover the news
Well,
first?
yeah,
here?
Let's talk about it while we go. But first, let's do the news segment. Now,
Let's do the news.
Now, the first thing we want to talk about is that the new Infected came out. The new Infected missions for Rear Admiral. You have to be a Rear Admiral 5 to get to it?
It's a Rear Admiral 7 mission, so it's recommended. I think you can't accept
Oh,
the
okay.
mission before 5.
So now basically you get some subspace gateways that will get you into some extremely tough gameplay. Now, Jeremy, you got a chance to try the new gameplay.
I sure did.
And I've seen a lot of reports on our forums that it is the hardest content in the game yet.
You know, to be absolutely honest, it's the hardest content in STO, but it isn't in the gigantic grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
It isn't all that hard. The tough part is getting yourself in that mindset of, you know, to be honest, STO is kind of easy. I mean, it's fun, but getting to Rear Admiral is not a huge challenge. There's some roadblocks to overcome, but it's not as hard as other MMOs on the market.
Yeah.
When you get to the end game, though,
Yeah.
they definitely kick it up a notch.
Okay,
This
so-
is
I like
hard
that.
stuff.
You're just talking in general before the infected content.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the problems that a lot of people have been having with reviewing this special task force infected.
They
Is
got
that
surprised.
They're used to the relative ease with which you can play STO, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, when you actually hit MMO level difficulties, all of a sudden the crap hits the spinny thing.
Oh man, that spinny thing is covered in the crap now.
Yeah,
All right, and how long of gameplay would you say it was? I'm curious since I haven't seen it yet. Was it a few hours of gameplay, or was it like 15
yeah,
minutes?
definitely. I mean,
Really?
even if you execute it perfectly, I would say give yourself at least an hour to an hour and a half.
And group
get
group
through it.
only, right?
Yes, group only.
Really?
There are some people that were soloing the space battle at the beginning, mostly just by dying repeatedly.
That's
Hey,
the way to do it.
Without a death penalty, it's a valid tactic.
Oh, I got blowed
you
up.
got to stick in a death penalty eventually, right?
Eventually,
I mean,
and they're
that's
already
just
talking
kinda-
about adding it.
That's kind of crazy.
We shall see what they actually
That is
add.
kind of crazy. We should mention that the gameplay footage you'll be seeing in this episode is from Jeremy's screen.
That's right.
But if we do this again, if you guys like it, let us know, and we'll have video from all of our machines. That just takes
Ooh,
quite a
yeah.
bit to get going, so we wanted to make sure it'd be something the audience even liked before we spent all
I
the
kind of
time.
dig the game playing behind us though. That's
I gotta
just-
Yeah.
give a
just
few
fun.
more
I
tips
switch to
and
it every now and
reminders
then for
too.
the folks. So something else that came up this week while we're talking about the news is the new engineering reports. Now, this is kind of something they started.
Brian, you're
since
gonna love
the
this. Have you
last
seen these?
episode.
No,
The
no, I haven't
engineering
seen it.
reports?
Oh boy, these
I,
things.
I saved myself, so I would be surprised.
These engineering reports are a fantastic move on Cryptic's part. What they basically are is a forum post in the Star Trek Online forum that says, these are the things that we know about. This is what's on our priority list.
No, wait a minute. Before you get into that, I'm sitting here watching the game right now. I'm just saying this, Jupiter Force. Get your act together, guys. We're not winning yet.
But it's going well.
Dude, do I care if it's going well? I want to see success. I want to see victory, and I want it now.
All right, I'm sorry.
All right, I'm seeing Jack Z. Sprawling over here and STOked. You flying around the USS Holy Light. Get it together, man, and kill something. You're flying away. Don't fly away from me. Come over here and kill something right
All right,
now.
So check out these engineering reports, dude.
I'm a taskmaster. That's all I'm saying.
They're itemizing things out, so they're going to label what's currently in testing, what's under investigation, and then what's kind of in plan or being developed on. And they're going to list features that are coming up of what's. And they've started a section in the Star Trek Online forum, a engineering report section under their information and discussion area, so you can go find it there and you can get the latest stuff. They've got one in here for the third, and there's a few things like what's currently in testing. Already in testing is respec options for the game.
Already
nice.
in testing.
Already in
That's
testing.
awesome.
So
I
that
mean,
means it's maybe coming at 45 days or so. We've heard some rumors of different
Yeah.
stuff then, so we'll see. Another thing they've got going is updates and better functionality with the PvP queues. I know some folks will enjoy that. Currently at Commander, my PvP queues go really fast, but when I was like a Lieutenant Commander, I had some serious wait times in the PvP queues.
And to be honest, there are some balance
Yeah.
issues with Admiral level PvP right now, specifically with the Klingon carrier. If the enemy knows how to use it, then they just never lose. So a lot of Fed admirals, because of that, aren't PvPing.
Gotcha.
So they're going to
What
be
do you guys
working
think
on.
about? What do you guys think about what they have in testing right now? Is off-duty uniforms.
I am stoked.
Are you?
Yes.
I already made one. I made myself a Mirror Universe outfit that I wear when
Yeah.
I like run around.
Complete with a
Starbase and
goatee.
stuff.
I've
Yeah.
got the same.
Yeah.
How sad is that we get excited about off-duty uniforms?
I know,
It's
dude.
an MMO, dude.
That's the most ridiculous
You know,
thing ever.
aside from all the epic space battles and all that we go through in an MMO, it really is a social experience. And part of that social experience is being able to change the way that your character looks and being very attached to the way that your character looks.
Yeah, I agree. You want to kind of connect to it because it's
Yeah.
supposed to be an extension of yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now on that note, I'm still a little bit bitter that I can't have the girly stance anymore for my character. Like
Oh,
I could in
yeah.
Beta. Because
Yeah.
I basically
Yeah.
made a character that looked like Captain Kirk, except he pranced around like a little fembot, and it was awesome. I loved so much about that.
Okay, fleet fighting. We just got our first batch of large shards, so those are our primary targets now.
All right, now that's an interesting thing. Why are we going after the fragments right now?
The large fragments that spawn will, if they impact anything that can be targeted, that includes mines, shuttles, anything like that. Anytime they impact those, they become small shards, and those small shards will return to the entity and heal it for 1% per shard.
Well, that's bad.
Yeah.
I just got blowed up fighting a shard.
Yeah, the large shards are much faster and hit harder than the small ones.
That seems like a raw deal if the shards can blow up my entire ship.
Well, they're huge, man.
I know,
they're bigger
they're
than
tough.
your ship.
Well, I mean, come on.
They're huge.
Come on.
Well, and they're made of crystal, and crystal is strong.
Yeah.
Crystal will take you out.
Right? I mean, have you ever heard...
Raw.
You ever heard? Okay, so another thing I noticed that's currently in testing here is a lot of stuff for Klingons. We've got a new Klingon cruiser. I'm sorry. You've also got a new Klingon ship customization options. You've also got new Klingon star clusters and new skill trees for Klingons.
Yeah. Actually, those skill trees are going in for feds as well. They're changing up the way that ship bonuses are calculated. Yeah.
Right
and
on.
actually, if you go into Tribble,
Like how
which
so?
again just launched, Tribble will
I haven't
actually.
mentioned that yet, dude. I was going to work that in.
Okay, well,
Because
we'll
this
get
stuff's
to that
going,
more later.
all this stuff we're
Do you want me to
talking
hold
about.
off? I'll wait.
Well, no, we'll just say it right now. All the stuff that we're talking about right now is going to be on Tribble for you to be able to play.
Tribble is the name of the test
Fancy.
server. We've mentioned that before.
Yep, Tribble's the name of their test server, and you can move your character onto Tribble, so you can copy over.
Yep.
When I did it, I moved my guy, and I lost one level, and I'd lost like all this stuff I'd put in my
Yeah, they
item
came out
slot.
and told us later on that was because that the character moves were from a snapshot taken earlier last week.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally fine. Not
Totally
really big
fine.
deal.
Yeah, who cares?
Yep, I do not.
I don't care.
So have you played much on Tribble yet?
No, because one of the primary reasons that I logged in was to see Jupiter Station.
Oh, not there yet.
Not there yet.
Same reason I did.
Yeah.
Not there yet. That's hilarious.
But seriously, when there is a Jupiter station,
We're all over it.
yeah, there's going to be so many things we're going to have to do with that.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about in the?
Holy crap, that is a large crystalline fragment.
I know.
It just
dude.
flew in front of me and freaked me the F out.
Zoom in a bit, Germs, so the people watching the video can see your.
It's just my ship, and then
Yeah, but it's
that's my
pretty.
ship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Come on, Jeremy, Star Trek is pretty.
And I noticed, Jeremy, you're staying a pretty far distance from the Crystalline
Yes, I
Entity
am.
itself.
That's because I keep having to point myself at them to use some of my science abilities, and I have to be able to get back away from it and not get too close to it, because if I get hit by a shard, it's bad news time.
See, I'm really close because I have guts. Defeated. Oh, I mean, I got hit by a giant crystalline shard is what I mean. Holy moly, I got blown the crap out.
yeah.
The
So-
crap out of me was blown.
Should I move on, or do you want to talk anything else about the engineering reports? They're really cool. We'll have a link to them. Check them out. It's really a great
I just want to say that
channel
this
of
is,
communication. It's
you know,
a great
we
stuff.
gave Cryptic a hard time early on about the fact that they weren't being as communicative with their community as they said that they wanted to be.
Whatever, you gave
So-
Cryptic a hard time. I was all like, Cryptic, nice job, y'all.
You guys did a really good
You
job.
were
I
the
wanna
one
pat
giving
you on
them a
the
hard
back.
time, boy.
Oh, that was me.
yeah,
giving
that
them a
was
hard-
you.
I forget.
So,
Ryan, you
So
crazy kid.
often.
So this, I just want to give them another round of kudos there for finally stepping up and giving us exactly what the community has been asking for.
Yeah.
Well
yeah.
done on that.
They listened. That's
Yep.
cool.
Mhm.
It makes me happy. I like listening.
We got some.
They can't hear you over there, Chris.
No, I'm prompting you.
Oh, okay.
The release count. How about the count?
Oh, right. Okay. Chris went off camera, but just so you know, he's telling me to talk about the release calendar.
That release camera.
The release calendar is also a new feature on their site. It's very easy to find. It's StarTrekOnline.com/calendar, and it's it's pretty ballsy, to be quite honest.
They're committing to a lot.
They're committing to weekly releases of content. And I don't know if you guys are aware. You might be, since you play the game and all that stuff. But
Weird.
they have not been able to keep to a release schedule yet. So committing themselves to such a large amount of content rollout, I think is it's really ballsy. And I hope that they can stick to it.
I think it shows they're getting confident.
Yeah, Chris has just said that it shows that they're getting confident and more competent with their with the way that they're doing things. I think he's right about that. But it would be a really big blow to have them all of a sudden commit to all of this and then just not follow through.
Well, I mean, it's hard. You know what I mean? You don't know what the response is going to be like from the community with the game until you release it.
Mm-hmm.
You really don't know what problems you're going to hit until you get it out there. You can't really make accurate estimates of how long it's going to take to do things until you've done it a couple of times. So it makes sense.
That's true. So hopefully the next item to be released is another special task force, and hopefully that will be up on Tribble if it isn't already. I actually didn't check when I was logged in there.
Oh, Jeremy.
But we will be also we will be reviewing the first task force infected, which came out last week. We'll be doing basically like our whole next show will be focused on that. Walking people through it, the best tactics to use, weaponry, all that kind of stuff. What's next, Chris?
I don't know, but I'm just happy I haven't blown up a second time from a large crystalline fragment. That's kind of where I'm sitting on this.
Well, you shouldn't blow up at all. That's the whole point of this instance, is to not die.
Oh, is that the point of this instance? I forgot what the point of this instance was, Jeremy. Thanks so much. How about those other instances where the point is to blow it up from a large crystalline fragment?
I apologize for stepping away. I just wanted to set up so you guys could see my game and the screen too, if we so decide to fill the time.
Did you just do that?
I did.
Aww.
So now the next thing we have on the list is this is actually the reason why I got up is we have a couple of new teaser shots from Daniel Stahl that were posted over on the forum.
Oh yeah.
And there's nothing like unbelievable about them, but they just look pretty cool.
They look good though.
First of all,
I accept them.
I like that he just rolled these out without even telling us what they are.
Look how amazing this this
he was
must
just
be,
like, "Hey guys, some stuff's coming up. Here's some pictures."
This must be an in-game engine shot. Like I don't think this is a shot players could take advantage of. But look how that looks like a first-person shooter map. I mean, look how amazing that looks.
Yeah, and it was released that is a new PvP.
Is that kind of blowing your skirt up right now, or what?
Yeah, my skirt is fully blown up
Brian,
and over my head.
Is
right
that
now.
getting your goat?
No, my goat has been gotten. What was it? The cheese wheel?
I don't know.
Wheels
within
cheese
wheels.
of wheels.
Cheese wheels.
Whatever. There's a cheese thing, that etc.
We've also got a really retro-looking Klingon ship now that they released an image of.
I do like that retro-looking Klingon ship, but I'm a sucker for the retro Trek stuff.
Now, the rumor has it that is the new Tier 2 cruiser, but there is also mention...
Yeah.
Actually, we'll cover that in a minute.
Oh, well, no, go ahead. I mean,
Zip flip.
Cover
we're
it.
not really sticking to a format here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, another
cover
one of
that.
our news items is the fact that they released a Ask Cryptic with some Klingon information. And within that is the announcement that they're going to roll out a new Tier 0 cruiser for Klingons. So like the same rank as the initial Bird of Prey and the Miranda. So you'll see an option of different ships right at intro level for Klingons.
Whoa,
Now, why don't we focus a little bit here on the game
that's
content?
crazy.
So, I thought maybe while...
We're not doing too hot.
Me?
Our fleet here is not really doing as well as
All
I was
right, I'm just
hoping
gonna say
that
this
they
straight
could.
up.
my
The
fault.
USS Durandal, you're sucking it up a whole bunch. Get your butt in gear, USS Durandal.
I think that's Durandal.
Durandal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Either
well,
way,
you told him regardless.
USS pronunciation of name.
So while I
Right?
was
Right?
stepped away from the camera, that Crystalline Entity moved a long arse way.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, the Crystal Entity's on the move. He moves slow, but he's steady about it because you can't kill that effer, so he just keeps on rolling on.
All right,
This
I'm
reminds me
coming in.
of a movie I saw one time called Smokey and the Bandit.
You know what? That's why I'm drinking my Coors.
Absolutely. Oh, I should have been drinking Coors. That would have been a great idea. Well, this
Yeah.
reminds me of Smokey and the Bandit on the Smokey and the Bandit theme song. The chief lines of which, a long way to go. Short time to get there.
Time to get there. Yep.
We're going to do what they say can't be done.
I don't know.
And
I
then
don't know
you're-
what
And
we're
then
gonna
you're in
do.
a Trans Am, and you get to bang a hot brunette.
Yep.
All right, so I'm
I
moving
love
in.
that movie, guys.
I know you've brought it up
Great
on every
movie.
show we've ever shot.
I'm
No,
moving-
I
I mean, not on every episode,
Not
but
on
every show.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was
At
about
least
to
once.
disagree with you, but you're right. Every show we've ever filmed, I have brought it up.
I'm taking shots at the fragments,
Okay.
but I just can't seem to help myself. I just get too close.
Yeah. Well, don't.
Did you blow
You
it
know,
up?
Don't.
All right.
So, do you want to cover some of
The
some
don'ts?
of the
Why are we talking about things not
strategy?
to do?
Yeah.
Why don't we
let's
talk
do
about
that.
things not to do while we're
Okay.
saying
That's
don't?
a great idea.
Well, one of the important things that we've already talked about a few times is don't die.
Oh, good call, dude. Good call.
Every time one of these large
Valuable.
crystalline fragments
It
impacts
regenerates the thing.
something, yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's been our problem right now. Is
Let's
we're
talk
getting-
about mines. How about
too
not
many-
using mines when you're
don't
playing?
use
against-
mines.
Yeah. Now why not?
Yeah, why not?
Because you can't despawn them. So anytime a large fragment hits a mine, it counts as if it's killed a ship, and it'll spawn the small fragments and heal the entity. So do not
Wow.
use them.
Oh.
That's really bad. Okay.
Yes. That's
All
also
right.
the same reason. Well, it's one reason not to use boarding
I was
parties.
defeated.
All right, Brian.
It's okay, everybody. I've blown up 2 times.
So another thing to keep in mind that I think is one of our problems we're having right now in this encounter is don't get too close to the crystalline entity, because those large fragments actually spawn like 3 or 4 kilometers from it, and if they just spawn right on top of you,
You're gone.
You're
I
gone.
think that's what happened to me just now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
So don't get too close. and you should be able to see
You know,
them
that's
when
just
they
a
pop
good
up.
like advice in life. You know, just don't get too close because shards will spawn right on
Don't
top
get too
of
close,
you.
or you'll just get
This
hurt.
is a relationship issue. This
Yeah.
is
This is a human issue.
Yeah.
really. I learned about this in the sex ed class.
yeah.
Here's another thing that this is a don't that everyone I've ever heard play this game does, and that is ramming speed.
Yeah.
Don't use ramming speed. Now it seems like
I thought that was awesome.
If
though,
I'm
that
gonna
they have
go-
that in here.
if I'm gonna go, I might as well go big. Is what I
Because
figure.
let's say you have a clear corridor right up to the crystalline entity. You're
Yes.
about to die anyway. You just want to
I wanna
go
talk
out with a
about
bang and
Yeah.
shoot it and ram your ship
Why
into
wouldn't
it.
I do that?
Well, what if right when you're 3 kilometers or 2 kilometers from it, all of a sudden a large crystalline shard pops right there? All of a
Awesome.
sudden you're dead.
What if horses wear sandals?
No, they can't because they have hooves.
Dude, and
But that's completely off
What
topic.
if
What I'm
horses wear
saying,
skirts? I'm just saying. What if?
but it's very possible that you're going to run into a large shard,
I gotta
spawn
be honest,
smalls,
you
and
guys,
they'll be
this
so
episode is
close.
blowing my mind.
All right. No, that makes sense because then you just hit the shard and that's.
And then the smalls run right back to it
So
and
I'm
heal
gonna
it.
stay like 9 kilometers away. How's that?
Plus, you know what? Because of the recent changes to ramming speed, the fact that the damage is calculated based on the size differential of the target and the ship.
Oh no!
yeah, it's a size calculated differentials.
barely.
Yeah.
Yep.
You see how
So-
close I was?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I did.
I'm
I
trying
did.
to actually do
There was
things
a
over here.
crystalline shard that was going right up your tailpipe there, Bucko.
It was, dude.
And it got you?
Things got out of tailpipe.
No, he got out.
I got out.
He got out. He was just like in a
I got
race.
out while I was switching
Ah!
camera. How about
Ooh.
that? So should we talk about what you were talking about?
What was I talking about?
I don't know.
Who
dude.
knows,
We're
man?
going on and on about ramming
I'm
speed.
flying around.
Yeah, you don't do much
in a
damage even if you do
original
hit it.
Constitution class ship, so everything else just don't matter that much.
Oh man, I wish I could have shown you guys that shot, but I keep hitting the wrong button because it was epic. Let me make sure it's that button. Yeah.
So let's talk weapon types, damage
Yes.
types of
Let's
like
definitely talk weapon
beam
types.
weapons and stuff like that. I did a little bit of thinking and calculating before the show and have basically determined that phasers,
Little
no,
pre-show
disruptors,
calculation.
yes,
Yeah.
disruptors and plasma weapons will be your friends for this. That's because everything else has a chance to inhibit or alter subsystems or shields, both of which these guys don't have.
Oh.
So why go for that? I mean, I'm saying this while I'm shooting Tetrion beams. Duh. Not very
Oh,
smart
duh.
of me.
Jeremy shooting Tetrion beams. Oh, duh. Jeremy. Oh.
But the disruptors will add to the damage that you do to it, and the plasma weapons will deal a dot to
You know
it.
what I'm shooting? Phasers.
Yeah. That's because you're old school like
Because
that.
you know why? Because that's what Kirk would have done. So I'm doing it.
All right.
That's right.
Well, now, here's the thing, though. Is phasers have a chance to knock a subsystem offline, and this thing has no subsystems. So that's...
So you're losing that advantage.
Yeah, you're losing the advantage that you could gain by using things like plasma or
Kirk would
disruptors.
use phasers.
I'm sure he would.
That's what I'm doing.
All right.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, something that I had told the fleet before, were we recording at that point?
Who knows?
I don't think so.
It's only going to take the firepower of maybe 3 or 4 ships to take down the entity itself. Everybody else in the entire instance, however many people you have, needs to be focusing on killing the fragments. Unless we kill all the fragments and then you can move to the entity. But yeah, that means
The other
that
thing
you
you
just take it slow.
The other thing you told us was, speaking of take it slow, is put your power preset into speed.
Yes. Now that is so that you can
That's
outrun
so
the shards.
counterintuitive. I would think I'd want either shields or
Or
attack.
attack, yeah. I'm in attack right now because I ignore everything Jeremy says, but I see why Jeremy is making a good point.
All of the attacks that the crystalline entity
do
or
it.
its fragments use against you will go directly through your shields, so you don't need
Your
them.
shields aren't going to do you any good.
They don't do squat.
Okay, but
F
what about
the
attack?
shields.
What about attack?
Well, that might be good if you're in charge of doing damage to the entity itself, but that energy is better used in
Not dying.
in not dying, and in preventing the small shards
It's
from
preventative
spawning.
Like right
maintenance
now,
mode.
I was just being chased by a few shards. Now a fleet buddy just saved me, and I hit auxiliary boost to the maneuvering thrusters. But I just had 3 shards on my butt, and if I wasn't in speed mode, I totally would have died.
Yeah,
I just turned her
absolutely.
into the wave, so that should work pretty well.
It would if you were Sulu. See,
I'm all the good parts of Kirk and Sulu.
whoa, all
How
of
did
them.
that work out?
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't
some
that
sort
leave
of
you with a few extra
mutant?
parts?
No, it leaves me with lots of extra parts.
It's terrible.
That wasn't really. It's just racist. Really.
How is that racist? It's Suluist.
Ha!
Oh my.
Suluist.
This is,
Yeah, see that shard?
that
just-
was you, Pike.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
Way to go.
man.
That shard blew up near me.
Oh, I think a shard's coming after me. Now, so what I'd do right here if I was listening to Jeremy is I'd kick it into my engines.
Yep.
But I'm not. So I'm gonna just turn her into the wave. So
Brian's going to be the reason that we don't do this live, that we
Dude,
fail.
I've died twice. And so let's see. So currently the Crystalline Entity is sitting at like 47%, right?
Yeah.
It was all the way down to 30% there for a minute.
It does that, yeah.
So how much every time like a ship gets taken out by one of those shards? How much regen does it actually get? Is it like 1%?
1% of its total hit points,
So
yes.
that means in 2 minutes,
But it also-
20 of us died.
It also has a built-in regeneration as well. So if we're not doing enough damage to it, it will regenerate its hit points.
So we are horrible at this video game, is what you're
Yeah.
telling me.
Well,
No.
we're just not doing it as well as we could, I think.
So let's talk about using a hold. Why would you not want to? Can you use a hold on a fragment or not even on a fragment?
But you can. The problem is that there's just usually so many on the screen that using a single target hold, you'd be better off using something else. You'd be better off getting another ability that could potentially add to the damage that you do or do a large area holds like gravity wells or photonic shock waves or scramble sensors. Those things affect a large number of targets and would be better choices for your abilities for this encounter. Now, if you don't have an alternative choice and decide to fill an otherwise empty slot with tractor beam, cool. Because you can fire those off behind you. If you're getting chased by a shard, just use your tractor beam and
No, that's a good idea.
All right, so we've covered
I like
few.
that.
We've covered a few of the don'ts. Let's cover a few of the do's. It sounds like we're all in agreement on sensor scrambles. Scramble the hell out of them things.
Yep. Now, they don't work all the time, but frequently when you use a sensor scramble, it will cause a number of shards to just stop and hold still.
Shards, so you can do them on shards too?
Yes.
All right, I just did it. Well, of course, the guy got blowed up immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
But
And they won't target each other, unlike what scramble sensors usually does to things like Klingons and such.
Nice.
But they will stop chasing you most of the time.
Which is good enough.
Yeah, it's a good
Definitely.
start.
As long as they start killing our other teammates and not me, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
so, what would you say? So, I know one of the things I've heard people say about the Crystalline Entity is, you know what? It takes too long. 40, 45 minutes, is that too long to you guys?
Nah.
Well-
I mean, an epic space battle is going to be an epic space battle. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, like,
Well,
if
but
I
you know
were gonna, go ahead, Jeremy.
The whole reason it's taking
I
that
want you
long
to talk,
is because
Jeremy.
good, because I have important things to say, Brian.
I know you do.
The whole reason it's taking us that long is because we aren't we're missing something in here. When we get the fragment down to, when we get the entity down to about 25%, it starts healing up. So perhaps I've overlooked something. I'm not really sure. Perhaps we need more firepower on it. Maybe we need to
perhaps
fire
Cryptic
everything.
just has a timer.
Maybe they're screwing with us right now, guys.
There's like a 25-minute timer where
You know what's going on. Those guys at Cryptic, they were like, these guys are complaining about not being hard enough, not taking long enough. We'll show them. This will be impossible to beat.
all right, we got a bunch of fragments that came out. So Jupiter
Yep.
Force, we need to focus on the fragments for a bit.
Large fragments.
We're focused on fragments, everybody.
Focus on the fragments.
Focus on the fragments.
Now, it looks like scramble sensors does not work on the large fragments. I've noticed this a few times.
Really?
It doesn't seem to have an
they
effect
don't.
on them.
Yeah.
Now, it's possible that we need to actually scramble the entity in order
Dude, the
for
entity's at 25%.
I know the
24%.
the temptation is there to focus on the entity when it gets down like that.
Hey,
But the
that's
more
my
damage
job.
you
I'm
do
doing
to
that.
it, the
All
more
right.
shards it will spawn.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is it just causes it to come after us more.
Right.
Hardcore.
I
So
know.
that's another reason you kind of need to take it easy, take it slow, take your time. Oh, that was me.
Hey,
My
are we going to
bad.
get sued for this?
No, because we're doing it in the context of game review and commentary, which is covered
Mhm.
by the fair use clause of the U.S. copyright law.
Look at
Well,
that.
thank you,
We
U.S.
know
copyright
things.
law.
How we doing?
Wait. Just so it's clear as a game review, I like this.
Thanks for saving us, Brian.
Good job,
Yeah, no
buddy.
problem. No problem. I'm not a lawyer or anything, but I like this.
Oh, of course, now this is too late. But we should say we know the lights are down. We're doing a different kind of show.
Oh,
And it's a
yeah.
little darker in here right now.
We know it's dark. We did that on purpose so that way we'd have fun playing a game.
But we have a new camera, and
We
it
do, I was
actually
just gonna
looks...
say, but we-
It looks great.
the
Yeah.
new camera. It's actually, you guys, I know this seems counterintuitive, but as good as the picture looks as good as it does now thanks to our new camera.
Yeah.
The old camera, the picture would almost be completely unviewable right now.
Yeah. You know what? I know you already plugged him on the previous show, but go ahead and thank the guy. I think he deserves it.
We've got a great listener of Linux Action Show, and his name is Philip, and he's just an extremely generous guy. He said that the shows and specifically, we kind of were his gateway drug into podcasting, and it literally changed his life. Podcasting has.
Wow.
It's interesting. This guy has told me the story about even tangentially through podcasting he met his I believe she's his wife now.
Wow.
Through.
And that's all your fault?
It's kind of interesting.
Thanks to you.
It's kind of an interesting story, right? So it was a really cool deal. And so he's like, he's essentially, you guys have been, invaluable. And so any way I can help, and it's extremely generous. And
it was a really big help of him.
It wasn't
was great.
Just Philip either. We've gotten some donations from other guys too. So we really do appreciate when people do that over on our site.
Dude, you guys are awesome. That's all there is to it.
I'm going after these.
All right, this Crystal Entity was down to like 23%. Now it's back up to 35% because I think Jeremy died like 18 times.
I didn't die even once. But
yeah? That's not what math tells me, Jeremy.
Is that what math tells you?
Math tells me someone died 18 times, and I don't see anyone else blowing up 18 times in a row.
I didn't die.
Therefore, it means you blew up 18 times in a row.
Oh, so if nobody else does it, it's me.
Yes. Hello.
So
that's the best comeback I could think of for that one. I really got nothing.
One thing we kind of glossed over in the news segment
is the fact that my ship doesn't do a whole hell of a lot of damage.
But it looks good doing it.
It looks great doing it,
You've got the Constitution class from the pre-order bonus.
I never want to change away from this ship. I know it's not that good of a ship in context, but I just never want to change.
You just said it's not doing anything.
I bet I have enough horsepower on the machine to show your screen if you want.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
I know what it looks like. Just go watch the original series over and over again.
So one thing we didn't talk about in the news segment that we might want to discuss is I guess there's been some billing issues that maybe we didn't know about because we're not doing the monthly.
We've gone with lifetimes.
But
I'm on monthly.
I guess some people got charged. Some people got charged $30 a month.
Yeah, they got
really
double charged.
That's weak.
Not everybody. Not everybody.
No, not everybody.
And of course, Cryptic's already said they're going to
like refund them or give them credit or something.
Yeah,
apparently,
you know what the reason was though? Did you guys hear what the reason
what
was?
was the reason?
So the stated reason was that they literally just had. So they have a billing server built into their system.
Yeah.
And they just literally had so many billing requests to process.
Really?
That it just broke the servers.
The job. Well, I bet what happened is the database took a dump or something like that, and they had to restart it. And they restarted at a point.
So so they had a server who was like, "Oh my god, too much money, too much money, too much money. I need more."
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was probably people resubmitted because they got errors, and then both of them ended up going
So
through.
their server is a money junkie.
You kind of have to giggle a little bit because that's a hell of a problem to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
oh crap, we're too
damn,
successful.
We're making too much money.
Man, I bet Atari hates that.
Yeah.
That
but,
sounds awful.
They already came out and said that apparently everybody that got charged $30 has already received their refund.
Oh, good. Yeah, I would assume
anybody
so. They're on top of it.
The other problem was with
you guys. Oh no, I'm too close.
the other problem was with
good.
annual was they weren't getting charged or something like that. It went wrong with the yearly.
Yeah,
All
there's a
right.
problem with
So
annual.
we had him down to 17%, and within like minutes, we're back up to 47%.
Yeah. And you know what? Some of that was me this time.
I think 25% of it was Jeremy going kablooey.
That's because I was so excited about talking about things.
I know. It's all right.
Dude.
You'll get used to it.
I died twice at the very beginning.
I'm
haven't
having a
died
really
in
hard
while.
time doing the show and the game.
Yeah.
Well, you should have a beer and
Multitasking's
some green
hard.
tea and then do it.
Yeah, a little ginseng and stuff.
Ginkgo biloba.
Yeah, get some below.
The green tea helps you focus.
Yeah.
And you can get like vaporizers for the green tea. It's great.
Really? I didn't know that.
Dude.
So
Root beer is good.
I guess if you got charged twice, that sucks, and it's like a little salt in the wound if you're also one of the people that's not enjoying the game. But
But it wasn't
So
a
now-
large percentage.
Now, have you guys defeated this already before?
yes, I have.
Yeah.
Once before.
Okay.
And I think part of the problem is, again, we're getting too close. So a lot of people are getting spawned on by shards.
Yeah. I'm pulling away right now, actually.
Yeah.
See, part of my problem is I'm not used to playing with the speed setting, so I get close.
Yeah,
a
me
lot
too.
faster than I expect.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm not. So I'm surviving just fine.
Good job, buddy.
So, moral of the story. Jeremy, what's the moral?
Don't play with Brian.
Right. Don't play with Brian. Wait a minute.
It seems to work.
It does seem to work.
That's the logical conclusion I can pull.
So there was a recent Ask Cryptic,
Yeah.
and it was all about Klingon content.
oh, thank you
and-
for leading us into that, Chris.
And one of the things that was
It's
covered
almost like
was,
you know how to do a podcast.
Oh, weird.
One of the things that was covered was 3-sided PvP maps.
Yeah.
Oh.
What the hell is a 3-sided PvP map?
What do you
Well,
mean
this is because
three-sided?
somebody
You have
mentioned
3 different
if
factions.
wow.
Is that what it is?
Well,
Yes.
Well, yeah, of course.
So you could have
3 different teams.
Oh, I
Well, they're not going to
that.
come before another faction gets rolled out, but they've already said that yes, we're working on 3 faction maps.
Wait a minute. So they just confirmed other factions coming.
They sure did.
They sure did. Yes, yes.
That's awesome.
You've heard it here first on Jupiter Broadcasting.
Unless you read that other thing and then you heard it there
you
first.
didn't read the other thing.
Well, you heard us talk about it first. You
That's
heard
right.
us talk about it first.
Yeah, the words came out of my mouth first,
Hey,
right here.
JB Viewer likes your haircut, dude.
Oh, dude. Thank you, JB Viewer 5.
You
Yes,
just-
I did get a haircut. And
just
yes,
got-
it does look incredible. And yes, Jeremy did forget to ask me what if I got a haircut and comment on how good it looks.
Brian,
Nice,
did you get
dude.
a haircut?
I did.
Really? It looks good.
Thanks.
Um,
That is the 3rd time we've had that exchange.
Exact exchange.
so here's a one more tidbit from the.
And we're
Ask
down
Cryptic.
to 23% again. I give it 2 minutes. Boom, we'll be at 40%.
Get away from the crystalline entity.
One
Yeah,
of the,
everyone go away from the crystalline entity.
sorry,
Run
that's my
like an
bad.
effer.
I forgot I'm on high speed. One of the things they talked about is the possibility of high-end, like higher-end Klingon leveled ships, and one of them is going to be possibly, again, this is just in consideration, based on Gorn, Orion, and Nausicaan designs.
Yes.
but not from the low mid range.
No, they said
Huh.
the question was basically, are we going to see Gorn Nausicaan ships? And
How
they
much
said,
do you want to fly in a Gorn ship?
I
Not
really
that
do.
much,
I mean, they're
actually.
ugly, but actually, you know, the
What?
Nausicaan ships I think are pretty
I'm
cool looking.
sorry. I want to fly a friggin', Enterprise Constitution class.
You don't
awesome,
ever want to
awesome.
ever jump into a Gorn ship
I'll jump in one, but mostly just to go, pew, I'm a Gorn, pew, pew. And
in a
then I'm,
spaceship that is built by the Gorn, a lizard species that fought Captain Kirk on a planet.
And was killed by diamonds fired from bamboo.
Don't you want to play that
which,
now?
by the way, Mythbusters proved can't really work.
Hey, Brian?
yeah.
Maybe you should shut the hell up, dude. It's canon.
Dude, actually,
It's canon,
if
dude.
you watch that episode of Mythbusters where they do that exact scene, it killed Captain Kirk and slightly wounded the lizard.
I know.
After they heavily modified it and spent like days coming up with this crazy psycho.
Because that's what they
bamboo
do.
cannon thing.
Well, it doesn't work, so let's make it work.
Well, here's
I
the
love
thing, though, is
Mythbusters.
that
Yeah.
sounds like you're disagreeing with canon. So let's just move ahead. Let's not go down that path because I don't think we want to do that ever. It's Star Trek canon. It must work. Captain Kirk did it. No, I know it's ridiculous. That was a great episode of
Oh,
Mythbusters.
great episode of Star Trek, actually. But no, I really don't care about a ship
Really? They're
built by
just-
lizards. I mean, I'll play it once, but come on. If I want to fly around and be awesome looking, I'm going to do it in an awesome Federation looking ship.
The Crystalline Entity is now officially right above the spawn point, although well above it, but above it, which is always a biatch when it makes it over here.
yeah,
because
the longer you
count
fight
on-
it, the more it moves, and it moves very slowly, but it'll get all over the map. So
keep flashing our
if you ever
rave.
go into this thing and it's nowhere to be seen, just warp around. It's probably moved, and people have been fighting it for 16 hours.
Man, we are not winning this game at all. So here we are on a podcast of stalemating against a giant chunk of crystal.
You know, I
think we'll get it, don't you guys think?
I'm gonna badmouth my fleet for a second here. They're not doing a very good job of avoiding the shards.
I'm doing a great job of enjoying the show.
So, what do you guys know about this?
Adjoiting. That's not
The,
even a word. I just made up a
People
word
got to
called
keep
adjoiting.
moving. See, I just saw one blow up on
Adjoiting is a
somebody.
combination of avoiding and enjoying. So I'm both enjoying these shards and not touching them at the same time,
What do you guys know about
which
the,
is similar to how I watch TV.
the
Last night I really enjoyed. Forget it.
Romulan Temple fleet action?
I'm looking forward to that. It
I don't know
sounds
anything
interesting.
about this. Tell me
Neither
about
do
this.
I. I think
Neither
that's
do
the one
I.
that's
It
called the Big
sounds
Dig.
great.
It is active on Tribble. If you want to try it out, it's there.
We are back up to 36% health for this thing.
Yeah.
Well,
I blame Alan.
let's do this.
No,
Why don't-
actually,
why
I
don't
blame
we,
Alan from the other Jupiter Broadcasting show, Legend of the Stoned Owl, I believe.
Yeah, that's probably his fault.
Alan, what the F are you doing?
Well, why don't we do this? I think we've covered some of the news that I wanted to share this week. If you'd like to get a hold of us, head over to jupitercolony.com.
I think that'd be great.
Or you can email us something. I don't remember what it is.
If you would like to give us new
there's
nicknames,
tips.
you
know.
can head
I
over
don't
just
like
the
it, though.
Star Trek Online forum. There will probably be an entire thread in there dedicated to either being pissed at us or being amused by us.
Or maybe both.
Roll with that, yeah.
yeah, totally. And
By the way, I do like being referred to as Styles from Teen Wolf because Teen Wolf is freaking tight.
now, if you guys like this style, this
That's all I
format,
could come
now
up
we
with
know
was
it's a
tight.
little loose. Well,
I
we could.
called it tight.
We can make it. We can make this format really nice if you guys like it. So let us know. We can get some multi-screens going up and stuff like that.
And actually have notes for all of us so that if Chris has to step away, we know what to talk about.
Yeah,
I know what to talk about.
But if you don't like this format, we won't do it again. But if you do, let us know, and you can leave a comment anywhere you watch it, or like I said in the
Get your
Jupiter
act
column.
together, USS Akula.
And then I'd also
I'm not going to take any of your crap anymore, flying around here like a little business busy bee.
I also
want to
mention
right.
our Jupiter Broadcasting store, store.jupiterbroadcasting.com, where you can buy any items to help us out, like this Star Trek Collector's Edition, all of the comic books to like 2007 or something like that.
Oh, so awesome.
But on top of that, if you just click through our store, store.jupiterbroadcasting.com, and you go back to, you'll take you to Amazon.com when you click on one of the items for Amazon. If you buy anything, once you've gone through our page to get there to Amazon, we get credit for it.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
we really do appreciate it.
And it doesn't cost you anything extra.
Doesn't cost you anything extra. All right, everyone. Well, we're going to focus on killing this huge hunk of crystal. So we'll be back next Tuesday at Jupiter Broadcasting.
You guys are going to focus on killing it. I'm just going to badmouth
Hopefully
everyone in the fleet.
Hopefully what you guys are going to see after we sign off here is an edited clip of us actually succeeding. Yes.
We'll see.
Just
We'll
like
see.
you, 29.
Or
What are you
maybe we'll do a montage of my ship exploding over and over
That'd
and
be
over.
great.
Twitch has exploded like 80 times already.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks
Red
so much for
junket.
watching this episode of STOked. We'll see you next week.
Later, everybody.
See ya.